Here at the Meat Hook, we sell nice steaks.
We tried to.
We sell tender steaks,
Yeah.
flavorful steaks,
Yeah.
great on the grill.
Yeah! But this steak, the Eye of Round, it's no good. So we're gonna try and cook it a bunch of different ways to see if there's any way we can make this steak tolerable.
Maybe.
Maybe. Doing the Lord's work today on Prime Time.
We're back to the beef leg. Same muscle structure for beef, pork, lamb. All of the muscles are the same, so if you learn how to butcher one of the animals, you can know how to do all of them.
Same muscle structure for Brent too.
Very cool.
Find him on his leg.
Go ahead and look. Beef leg is 4 muscles. Top round, bottom round, eye of round, and the sirloin tip. Today, we're gonna talk about the eye of round.
The most wah-wah of all the muscles on any animal, I would say.
I would say this is my least favorite muscle on any animal.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine too.
Why do you hate eye round?
For being from the leg, I feel like it doesn't have as much flavor as the other cuts from the leg. I mean, like, you look at that and you're like, it looks like a tenderloin, it looks like a fillet. Like, you could roast this very, very evenly, very, very nicely. It has a little bit of fat on the underside.
If a customer comes in and says, give me all of your eye of round,
I wouldn't want to say like, are you sure? I would be like, oh, what are you doing?
what are you doing?
Oh, like maybe this would be better than that.
If they're looking for like a roast for 4, okay, let's steer them in another direction. Don't ask your butcher for an eye of round. because-
Save yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna end up with a shitty dinner.
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take this cut that neither of us have any affection for whatsoever, and we're gonna try about 4 different ways of cooking it to see if we can get something out of it. We have our 4 steaks. Let's go through them. Number 1, what you got?
Just our control, we're just gonna cook it as a regular steak, not tenderizing it, just in a pan, a couple minutes each side, get it to medium rare.
Perfect. 2,
Resting in beef fat, cooking it the exact same way, but rather than just resting on a plate, we're going to actually submerge it into beef fat.
number 3,
Vac pack beef
Beef
fat.
fat.
We're gonna vac pack this, completely submerge it in beef fat, see if that does anything to take oxygen out and actually impart beef flavor and hopefully tenderize it.
okay. Number 4, fat poach. Fat poach.
We're basically just almost confine, but just dropping this steak in a low fat bath. I think the idea here is to see whether or not cooking it in its own fat will impart a better flavor and a better texture.
Both things that it needs desperately.
Exactly.
Start salting. Are you ready for me to pour hot fat on your hands?
Yeah, great. I'm gonna go seal this up. You wanna get the water bath going for the other 2?
Yeah, that looks weird.
It sure does.
We're not just gonna dump it in? It's a comically large pot, we have to. How much money you wanna put on turning this guy on with a bunch of fat in it and it just short circuits?
We're spraying all over your face.
I really hope that doesn't happen. I really need that to not happen.
See how it goes.
Okay. All right, so we just learned a pretty valuable lesson. Beef fat is too thick to work with the sous vide machine.
Don't put your electronics in beef fat.
Yeah, you might have thought maybe we should have known that beforehand, but we didn't. It's part of an experiment, is to live and learn. So let's do a pot for our fat poach.
Yeah, we could just poach it and just take the temperature, keep it 135.
Yeah, we're gonna do 135 for the water bath and the fat bath. We'll be able to measure that pretty consistently. We'll give them the same amount of time still. Really shouldn't be any difference, but this way we don't break an expensive piece of equipment.
Grab our steaks,
Grab our steaks.
set our timer, say an hour and a half, do 90 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah?
It's time. That steak has been sitting there. That steak has been sitting there.
Remember when we said that this was our least favorite steak and we decided to put it in a bag and boil it for 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Looks great. Got our control. We'll fry both of these, fry these, try them at the same time.
Agreed. Yeah! Gonna rest this in beef fat. Now we're gonna do these 2 steaks, searing them off. Brent, you have a knife. Let's eat a bunch of this steak.
All right, so untenderized, unrested, regular ass eye of round steak. Beautiful cook, medium rare, absolutely nailed it. It looks great.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Looks like a steak I would want to eat.
Man,
You're a terrible steak.
that's a shitty steak.
Come back and check in on us in 3 minutes when we're done chewing this bite. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give the flavor on our control?
A flavor, I'd say a 3.
Okay, what about the texture?
0.
0.
This is not a steak. We'll keep referring to it as a steak because we cooked it like a steak, but this is definitely not a steak. You should not cook it like that.
So the bar by which we're going to judge the rest of these is, it should be at least on a flavor a 3.
Right.
The texture, if it's better than a 0, we've already won.
That's great.
We've already done great.
Yeah.
Let's try the rested in beef fat. I think this is going to be better. I think this is going to be better.
It's going to be better, yeah.
All right. Cheers. Well, no flavor's better.
Flavor's better. I'd go 0 to maybe a 2. That's not tender
No.
by any means. I wouldn't be mad if I got this as a budget, Tuesday night steak cut.
I'd give it a 3.5 and I think 1 on texture, but the flavor is definitely better.
Yeah, the flavor's really good.
That really worked out.
All right, backpack.
How are you feeling going into number 3?
I'm already more excited about it. I feel like to the touch, it already feels more tender than these do. These are rock hard.
Yeah.
Very, very even cook. We probably cooked it a little too long. That went for a full 90 minutes. Let's see what the texture's like.
Comparable texture to the other one.
Surprisingly less beefy.
Yeah. If you don't mind me going on a tangent, this is kind of why I don't like sous vide. Because I feel like you actually lose some of the complexity of flavors.
I would already say that I prefer the rested in beef fat than.
I think so too. What would you give this on your flavor and texture spectrum?
I'd keep the 1.
Yeah.
I'd knock the 3.5 down to probably a 2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's do fat poach.
I'm pretty excited about this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I've never cooked a steak like this.
Yep.
So I'm generally very curious. I think it's just a fun experiment. Color looks great.
It seems to have lost a lot more liquid than the other steaks have.
Right. All right.
Well, that was tough. I think we're back down to like 0 on texture.
What the hell did we learn today, Ben?
I think we learned that if you just treat a steak that's less than desirable, the same as you normally would, salt it, fry it, but then resting it in beef fat will give you a more like rich, more almost like a beef umami flavor than cooking it in the fat or like vacuum sealing it in fat in a sous vide bath.
Right, and vacuum sealing, I think it can be interesting in a lot of ways to impart other flavors into
Yeah.
things, but I'm really surprised that it actually didn't make either of these more beefy. It actually made it more mild. I think you're right, generally speaking, resting in beef fat's kind of the way to go.
Do you like eye of round any better than you did this morning?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
There's still so many better steaks on an animal.
Sorry, I've round.
For us now, what this essentially means is we're doing the same thing we've always done. Like when we need a little bit of lean for our ground beef, we're gonna grind the eye round first thing. Other than that, it's still not going into the steak case. It's unfortunate. It's a little bit better than I gave it credit at the beginning, but I'm still not exactly, impressed by it.
Yeah, wouldn't feel comfortable selling this to a customer and saying, yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Go cook this at home and you'll be happy.
We can't let any of this go to waste, so someone's got to eat it. So, see you later.
For more episodes like this, click here.